Hey, everybody, welcome to the Lead with Love podcast with Dr. Q, where we talk about love, leadership, and real life lessons that actually matter. And if you're here today, then it's not by accident. You're right where you need to be to hear episode 16, Support Before Systems. So let's jump in. So today I told you all I'm going to make a confession. And that confession is one of my administrators one time, someone that was on my leadership team made me a t-shirt. And the t-shirt literally said, it was a custom t-shirt that, "Hi, I'm Dr. Miller and I want to know what's the system for that." Yep, real life t-shirt. It was blue and red. And you know what? Listen, they weren't wrong because that was always my question. What's the system for that? I am a systems person through and through. I believe in structures, processes, protocols, and documented procedures. If it's not written, it doesn't happen. And if something is important, there should be a system for it to ensure that it gets done. And y'all, I stand by that. I don't believe that you can run a school, a company, a nonprofit, an organization, or a family without clear, communicated, and documented systems. Okay? I believe it. But here's what I had to learn the hard way, and what I want to try and save you all some time today. Listen to the wisdom. If the people inside your systems don't feel like they're supported, even the most brilliant systems will fail. I had tight systems. I had documented protocols. I had meeting agendas and master calendars and shared folders and every communication tool that you can imagine. Asana, that was one of my favorites. And I still had staff who were struggling quietly, privately, without telling me, because I had built systems for the work but hadn't built enough support for the people doing the work. And that is what today is about: support before systems. And it's the third principle in Undo Your Tie deep dive that we're doing. And so by the end of this episode, you're going to understand why support cannot be an afterthought. It has to be built into how you lead. There's got to be a system for it. Not bolted on when someone breaks down, but like it's part of how you do it. And you're actually going to learn what support looks like in this episode for different people. And you're going to walk away with one question that will change how you run every single team meeting, every one-on-one, every planning conversation that you have from today going forward. Okay? I'm excited about this episode. So I'm going to first kind of describe a leader that I see very, very often in the coaching work that I do. They're hardworking, they're organized, they care very deeply about people and about results. And they build good, strong, comprehensive systems, onboarding checklists, communication matrices, performance tracking, dashboards. Like everything has a process and everything is documented. So I think it's amazing and that's a good thing. But their teams are exhausted. And it's not because the work is too hard. Remember, people don't leave because of the work, but it's because the system is asking more of them than the leader is actually giving back to them. People can't give you what they don't have. They're expected to execute at a very high level inside structures that were designed without their input for goals that they don't fully own, with support that was never explicitly offered to them. And here's the thing: a system without support is just a list of expectations, task. And a list of expectations without support is just pressure. Pressure. And sustained pressure without support is going to produce one thing. You know what that is? Burnout. According to the American Psychological Association 2024 work in America, an American survey, workers who feel supported by their manager are significantly more likely to report high performance, high satisfaction, and low burnout when they feel supported by their managers. And yet, one of the most consistent findings across leadership research everywhere is that leaders consistently overestimate how supported their people actually feel. Yeah, you think that you're being supportive. I know I thought I was being supportive, but your team is like, no, you're being demanding. No, you're being controlling. And nobody has had that conversation with you to close that gap. But that gap is what this episode is about. So they may not tell you, but I'm telling you right now. So let's close the gap, okay? So here is what I have learned, not just from my own leadership experience, y'all. I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. And from coaching hundreds of other leaders. Support looks and feels different for every single person. And what feels like support to one person feels like micromanagement to another. And what one person needs, when one person may need more feedback, another person needs to be left alone to do the work. One person may need resources, and another one needs someone to run interference so that they can focus. And here is the crucial thing that you cannot know what someone needs unless you ask them what they need. And this may sound simple, but I can tell you, I cannot tell you how many leaders that I coach who are providing support based on what they would want rather than what their people actually need. And that's natural, y'all. But they give feedback because they value feedback. They check in daily because that is what makes them feel supported. They provide resources because that is what they think is missing. And all of it misses the person standing in front of them because they may need something different. So what I had to do is I had to change how I ran my leadership team meetings. After we would kind of drill down on the systems and our plan for executing the mission and the vision, I always ended my meetings asking one question every single time without fail. And that question is, what can I do to support you? Or what supports are needed before, during, or after the execution? And this was not a throwaway question at the end of the agenda. No, it was an agenda item with notes, with next steps for me. And their answers became my to-do list, not suggestions like I would just consider. No, my actual to-do list. Person A needs this, person B needs this. And that one question, it shifted everything because it communicated something that the system cannot communicate on its own. Your capacity to execute matters to me. Not just the results, but you matter. There's a survey story in the book that captures one very, very perfectly. And it said that I had a leader who took with everyone time with the team to understand the needs, the struggles, and then tailored them to fit us. The characteristics that they named: empathy, willingness to listen, strength, dependability. The impact was, it taught me a lot about leadership. That's what the participant said. Now listen, that leader did not just abandon the system. No, they built support around it. And the results was a team that trusted the system because they trusted the leader behind it. And y'all, that is what we want. That is the goal. We want them to support the system, but they have to first trust us. All right? Let me make this a little bit more practical for you. First, make what do you need a non-negotiable question at the end, not just in crisis, but every single time. Not just when someone comes to you struggling. No, regularly, proactively, before the deadline, before the launch, before the presentation. Ask what support is needed and then actually provide that support. I want you to write it down. I want you to follow up on it. Give yourself a deadline. Your team needs to see that asking that question is not performative. No, it's real because you actually do care. Second thing I want you to do, learn how your people receive support. Some people need more check-ins. Some people need fewer interruptions. Some people want very detailed feedback. Some people want the big picture and want to and trust to figure out the details. Some people need public encouragement. Some people would rather be affirmed privately. You cannot support people that you don't know. And knowing how someone receives support is one of the most important things that any leader can learn about the people that they serve. You know, I need to go ask my children what support looks like for them. Yeah, thanks, Dr. Q. You're welcome. Third, protect your people from the system when needed. This one is where a lot of us fall short. There are moments, and you know exactly where they are when they come, when a human being just kind of needs you to advocate for an exception. Oh, this is a big one. It's a hard one too. When the system is right in general, but wrong for this person is this moment. Life be lifing, right? When life is lifing, as I like to say, someone's child is in the hospital. Someone just lost a parent. Someone is managing something at home that is consuming them. The system says that the deadline is the deadline. But what does love say? Oh, love and humanity says, you know what? Let's figure it out. Let's figure out what this person actually needs right now and trust that serving the person will ultimately serve the mission. Woo! Hallelujah! Because this is what I want you to know, that leading people through real things, when people feel genuinely supported, they do not take advantage of you. They will give you more. Not because they have to, but because they want to, because you showed up for them and they are going to show up for you. Now, here's the hard truth. You cannot expect excellence in your systems from people you are not excellently supporting. The system is only as strong as the people inside of it. And the people inside it are only as strong as the support that is around them. And that's from you. So before I let you all go, lead with love. 8 heart-centered strategies for exceptional leadership. It is available now on Amazon. Chapter 2 is what we've been talking about. Undo your tie, leading with humanity. And this whole month has been that. So listen, pick it up, work through it. It's going to give you in full depth everything that we're covering in these episodes. Do not miss this opportunity, okay? Next week is going to be our final week in Undo Your Tie, and we are going to close it with empathy before expectation. How do you hold high standards and meet people where they are? How do you refuse to lower the bar without crushing the person trying to reach it? It is one of the most important balancing acts in leadership, and we are going to get into it. So do not miss it, okay? All right, listen, let me wrap this up. So y'all remember that t-shirt I told you, the blue and the red one that my administrator made for me? I kept it. Like I still have that t-shirt because it reminds me of something that I needed to learn. That systems are tools and people are not. Systems are tools. People are not. And the systems exist to serve the mission. The people exist to serve each other. And Your job as a leader is to make sure that your systems are working for your people, not against them. So before you all build the next process or ask people who have to live inside it, what do you need to make this work? And then mean it when you actually ask it and do something about it. Okay? Thank you all for joining me on the Lead with Love podcast. If this message spoke to you, share it with a leader who is focused on systems and results, but they've forgotten the people inside them. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss episode 17 next week. Empathy before expectations. And remember, you know what I'm going to say. Leading with love is not a one-time decision. It is a daily choice that we get to make. All right, so until next time, please, please, please be well. Take care of yourself, but more importantly, lead with love.